reading the story The Armadillo from
Amarillo.
And there were a lot of things in that story that we had to figure out on our own based on what was going on in the story. Okay? Now, Haley, can you refresh our memory as to what we call it? What is that word when you have to determine the meaning? Inference. Okay? And every time we take a test, we have inference questions, don't we? Okay? You know the answer, but you can't open up to a page and point to the sentence that gives you the answer. Okay? And good readers, boys and girls, make inferences all the time. Well, today I'm going to be reading you a story where you are going to be making some inferences about the characters in the story. Okay? There are two main characters in the story. And as you're reading, I'm going to be asking you some questions about their points of view. Okay? A point of view, boys and girls, is when you tell a story, okay, if you're telling the story about, the basketball game you played at recess, whose point of view is it? Angela. She's the one telling the story. Okay? Now, how many of you have ever been doing something with, I've got a perfect one. Your brother and sister. You get in a fight. And of course, you didn't start it, right? You didn't do anything wrong. And you go to your mom and dad, and mom says, okay, what happened? And you say one thing, and your brother or sister says another, right? You have different points of view about what's happening, okay? You're thinking one way, the other person's thinking from a different point of view. Well, in the story we're going to read today, there are two characters who have a little different idea about how things are going, okay? So that's what my questions are going to be about today. Making inferences to determine or figure out characters' point of view, okay? All right.
Okay, boys and girls, this afternoon, I'm going to read a book to you, and this book has something to do with our science unit. What are we studying in science? Soil. Okay, it has something to do with the science unit, and when I read it, I want you to make sure that you are listening for how it's connected to soil. Okay, the title of this book, you ready? Is called Earthworms Are Animals. Be thinking, how do you think that, we're not going to have questions now, how do you think that connects to soil? Okay, be thinking about that. No, I don't want answers now. We're not going to make predictions right now. We will talk about it later because we've already made our predictions in our science journals about soil and our questions about soil. I just want you to listen to this story and see how it connects. And as you're listening, do worms change the soil?
No. Yes. Yes.
Okay, turn and talk to your neighbor.
No.